welcome into Exports Live, the reaction show. Cam, Chris, right to left, and JP here with you behind the mic and the phone. Good show today, guys. We good news to hear from Devin Sharp in Loretto and Coach Lee Boyd, and to hear that things are kind of progressing in the right direction. So I think one of the biggest things to take away is that he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
He's going to be okay.
That's cool.
So, because that was a scary moment Friday night. Of course, none of us were there. We heard Lee Boyd and Lee Haygood as well talk about how the air just kind of went out of the whole stadium at Ellen Forsyth Field Friday night. But good news to hear that. Appreciate Stanley heading down there to get that information tonight. And looking at the high school games this Friday night, Lawrence County got Columbia. Giles County has Lincoln County. Loretto is at Eagleville. Richland goes to Huntland, and Summertown's at Grace Christian. So, but the Cowbell is in Lawrence County. Came back after the 28-27 win Friday night. And Chris, you had an interesting perspective on the bus the way back from the Grand Canyon following this game.
Yeah, we were just trying to follow it on Twitter and wherever we could get sources, because sometimes we would have a connection, but the road from the Grand Canyon to Phoenix is not covered with internet or with cell towers or whatever. So we were getting bits and pieces, and then I'd heard from the back of the bus somebody started hooping up a little bit, and they said, we've got the Cowbell.
So you weren't on the back of the bus? You're not a back bus rider?
Well, no, I was charging cell phones because we only had one plug in, and I had a splitter, and so it kind of became my job to, hey, does anybody need any juice? Because when you're going up there and you don't have a charger all day, people's phones wear down. So I'm taking care of people, Cam. That's what I do.
So you weren't driving?
Oh, no.
No, they were on a bus.
Hired driver?
We had a hired
They were on a bus.
Look at
We're on a bus.
High-falutin'.
We're on a bus.
Y'all chartered it, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
charter bus.
Yeah, there you go.
How much coin did you drop on that little trip?
Don't ask him that.
Why you ask
Can't.
questions?
Because it's a lot. I just want to let you know.
Won't you ask what
It's a
my
wedding.
religion is, or what?
What is
how
your
much I
religion?
pay in
I know your
taxes,
religion.
How much I pay in taxes?
I don't want to know that. That's uninteresting.
How much I make?
So-
that kind of stuff.
So,
You're a
Cam,
lawyer. You make a lot.
what did you take from the show today? What stood out to you? Not what you learned, but what stood out.
What stood out? Wow.
Maybe one of the same things.
That the studio is much more roomy when Stanley's not here. And then
But then Ben came in and took up the rest of the room.
He did, and then some
He filled the void
with his
for us.
air, hot air.
Well done. He filled the void for us. Gave us a nice, fair forecast.
Fair forecast.
The fair forecast.
Double
What stood
entendre.
out,
That's
man. Chris laughing at mine and my wife's conversations on Twitter.
The reason, the
text
reason
message.
why you, and also the reason why you married your wife.
Yeah, it is awesome.
She knows how to pronounce Loretto properly.
Loretto, that was the first
She
kicker.
knows how to pronounce a lot of things correctly.
And she didn't,
Yes.
she does. She's
And
really
like
smart.
us.
She didn't buy into my BS day one. She just saw right through it, and I realized
it's not that hard.
No, but I realized I had to have her on my side. Otherwise,
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
otherwise,
She actually gives you credibility.
yeah, she does. She's that's why they call it better half. But we are very
Much better
different.
half.
We're very different.
90-10 half.
Yeah.
But we're
Pretty close.
We're complete opposites. Like I'm loud, obnoxious. She's quiet, humble. But we share one interest, and we both despise Chick-fil-A. And Chris found that.
That's so un-American.
All right. Since you brought that up, I think this is probably a good format to kind of get into this.
Okay.
Cam is not a fan of Chick-fil-A. And you want to tell us why? Because you don't like a juicy chicken breast?
No, it's exactly right. And I don't like the breading. Number one, it's too thin. I like a thick breading, but I also like just a very little, like really dry, thin chicken. And so their breasts are too plump. I don't like big breasts.
The chicken, okay, yeah.
I like little. I do. I like thin chicken, and crispy.
Yeah.
And theirs don't cut it, man. I just don't like it. I've tried. I want to like it.
You and probably 10 others don't like it. And the
Well,
rest of the world loves it.
Yeah.
I don't like Zaxby's either. I'm not a Zaxby's fan. So if I get like really burnt chicken, like it's really thin and dried up, I like that. It's good. But I'm just not a fan. I've tried my hardest to like Chick-fil-A. I really want to like it. But me and her both hate it.
It's very sad.
See, I married my perfect partner.
Yeah.
That we both hate Chick-fil-A. The only two people in Lawrence
one
County.
thing you really have in common is We hate Chick-fil-A.
That might be the only thing. We have we have similar food tastes. We both like good food, and
So no Chick-fil-A, no Zaxby's. Any other traditional Southern?
that we don't like.
Yeah, that you don't like. Is there ever a time when Cam, you're contrarian just to be contrarian?
Like 99% of the time.
Did you ever do that?
Why am I
Cam?
using this mic? I don't even need the mic.
You're
I keep
saying-
going to the mic. I keep going to the mic.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
All the time?
Yeah, all the time. It's like a 2-year-old. You're like, well, I want to go somewhere. Well, I don't. I want to go there. Well, I don't either.
All right. So Cam does not. That's what I learned today. Cam does not like Chick-fil-A.
It's not just don't like it. I despise it, like with every ounce of my body.
Yeah. Well, Chad Dorning says it's hard to keep that girlish figure when you're eating Chick-fil-A. So he understands.
Who said that, Chuck?
Chad Dorning.
Chad Dorning. Oh, Chad.
Yeah.
I do have girl legs. Check these bad boys out.
Yeah, those are a little.
I don't shave either. Those are just natural.
I would rather not.
So Chris, what did you learn on today's show?
Well, I was really tickled to hear the young man is going to be okay at Loretta, and high hopes that he's going to play again this year.
That's what he said.
Way to bury me.
What?
Yours was better than mine.
Well, I started you off and got you.
That's true.
Got you started. Also, I learned a little bit
Somebody
about
had
the
to be
ball game
prepared.
Friday night because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
I didn't have direct access, and it was good to get some information on it. And but of course, we did get to see some Facebook and Twitter posts and whatnot, and it was just seemed like an exciting night. I hate that I missed it. And Marston probably ain't going to want me there since I'm 0-2 when I'm there and 1-0 when I'm not there. So
Yeah, you might get booted off.
You can
Yeah,
come
I
over
think
and call the Giles County games with me.
I might give them a win.
Oh, yeah.
I might give them a
And there you
win.
go. We didn't get a chance to talk about this on the show. So, Cam, you had to start the game on TV for the Giles County side, along with Kevin Kilpatrick, called the games for the rebroadcast. Brought to you by Pulaski Electric System in Giles County. So how was it for the first half? You had to call the game.
Well, let's give a little backstory on that. I did one other time. I did play-by-play, and it was at the Christmas tournament at Lawrence County High School. And Stanley
right.
Stanley Wilson was my partner, and I did the third quarter. And it was a game nobody really cared about in our viewing area. It was 2 outside teams. It was just a little bit of practice you guys wanted me to do. And after that, Stanley said, "I'll take the rest of the game." And I said, "What?" He's like, "It's awful." He said, "That was bad." And I said, "I didn't think it was that
So
bad."
like number 12 to number 9.
Yeah, it
Shoots
was a
no
lot
good.
of that. It was a lot of that. And so anyway, he could have just corrected me on that, and I could have went on and probably did okay. But no, it was like, no, we're shutting it down. So anyway, fast forward to Friday night.
Yes.
I've never done play-by-play at a sporting event other than the Elimination Derby, and I don't think you could foul that up if you tried.
You're a pro at that, by the way. So
I appreciate that.
We'll get to that
You
later.
get to do it again.
I do get
Yep.
to do it, I hope.
Yep.
But anyway, so I doing play-by-play, and I will walk in over at the Brickyard in Giles County, and I said, "Oh, by the way, Kevin's had a work thing come up. He's not going to be here." I said, "Oh, so we're not doing it?" No, we're still going to do it.
You're doing it.
You're doing it alone. And I thought, let me go get Stanley, somebody to come help me, on the broadcast. Somebody I can at least talk to.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you're going to play-by-play, first time ever, and you're alone doing your first football game of the season. So it was awful. It was dreadful. It was probably going to be edited over in multiple regards.
But you survived, though, right?
I mean, I made it through it, but it wasn't good. I'm glad it wasn't live. Let's just put it that way. It was that bad. So Kevin did show up for the second half, and it was much better because I was just doing color, and I didn't have to focus on doing play-by-play.
They may have a record viewership this week to watch this replay now that they know Cam was doing play-by-play.
Well,
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Trust me. 'Cause-
I want to see the game, and
That might be your only
that would
option.
be an added benefit.
Yes.
Well, I
Big added benefit.
even suggested that we get together and just redo the whole first half, watching it, and just redub it.
Yep.
Because it would be possible. And
They go for that?
no.
Like it real.
But and
raw,
say Ricky
right?
Lee was my producer, or on the board, doing all the cameras and stuff. And he's very honest. He's very brutal. You've been around Ricky.
Oh, yes.
Ricky Lee will tell you like it is. And he wasn't saying anything. And I just kept saying, "That's terrible. After we go to break, he wouldn't say nothing." I'm like, oh, this is awful. And then one time he looked up at me after a break and he said, that was a really good job. I said, what about the other ones? He's like,
I was just waiting for a good one to tell you. The old adage, if you can't say anything nice,
you can't say
Don't
anything.
say-
That's right.
don't say anything.
So he didn't. He didn't say anything at all. And he's like, then he started saying, this is terrible. So it was like
So he acknowledged what,
He
he
acknowledged.
acknowledged what you already know.
yeah, and so,
All right.
yeah. What an experience.
All right. So you can catch that, and we don't know exactly when that airs. Is that right?
It used to air on Sunday nights, but you said Thursday, so
I don't know.
It,
Check your local listings. If,
Check your local
in,
listings.
in Giles County, or as we found out tonight, some people call it Gillis County.
Gillis.
Gillis.
I'm sure there's a lot of people in Lawrence County who'd like to see that video.
Yep.
not of the game.
Yeah, the
I had
game.
Yeah.
For the game. They can turn the volume
You know,
down.
I had so many messages because I put on my Facebook and Twitter that we were doing the TV
Mhm.
deal, and I guess the World Series got a lot of people spoiled. I had so many messages. People's like, "Where can I watch it? Where can I watch it?" And I bet I got asked half a dozen to maybe 10 times.
Yeah.
You know, in the course of the game, where can I watch it? So that might be something we explore
You never know.
down the road.
You never know. All right.
That'd be fun.
Appreciate you stopping by X Sports Live today and tuning in, everybody. Join us Thursday afternoon. Stanley will be back in studio. Nick may be here as well. We'll get our pick 5. And don't forget college football pick'em. You can join in. It's not too late. We'll throw away the worst week. And so if you didn't join us the first week, you still got time. So go to xsportsradio.com and you can get joined in as well. Until next time, we'll see you Thursday. Thanks for tuning in and watching X Sports Live Recap on Periscope. We'll see you next time.